morning. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. And I just want to say on behalf of Blue Ridge Atlantic Development, welcome to the groundbreaking for Parkside Apartments. We're glad to have you on this beautiful day. My job is to be the welcome person. So I did want to say just a special thanks to Layla White for getting this all organized and set up. She did a wonderful job. And I guess one housekeeping item, we have a few folks who we're going to say a few words today, just as you're wrapping up your speech to introduce the next individual. So with that, I wanted to introduce Mayor Janet Como.
Thank you. Really pleased to be here today as the mayor to celebrate this groundbreaking. I am a latecomer to this party. I didn't have to do all the work. I just get to be here for the fun part since I was elected in November. So I will just give thanks to my predecessors and the city council. And then the other is just recognizing how many people are involved in a project like this. The talent, the expertise, the dedication of everybody in this room, including many people from the City of Raleigh who will be speaking with you, but Ashley Lomers-Johnson from the Raleigh Housing Authority and Emma Sutton from Housing and Neighborhoods, as well as the myriad of others, right, that are doing work to make this housing happen. As y'all know, housing is the #1 issue in Wake County and Raleigh. We all campaigned on it, so every chance I get, I'm going to be at a groundbreaking. I'm going to just pass it on to keep it. Commissioner, Chair of the County Commission, Susan Evans, another dedicated partner in this effort.
Thank you, Mayor Cowell. Good morning, everyone. It's quite an honor to be with you today. My name is Susan Evans, Chair of the Wake County Board of Commissioners. I'd like to recognize a couple of my colleagues that are with me today, Commissioner Vicki Adamson and Commissioner Sophia Jackson. And I'd also like to recognize our housing staff members that are here that are really responsible for making these projects come together. We have our housing director from Wake County, Morgan Mansa, and newly named Deputy Director Mark Perlman, who's really, really involved in the development side. You know, affordable housing has been a top priority for Wake County since I've been on the board. In fact, we reconstituted a housing department in 2019 after I just come on the board. And since that time, we have partnered and contributed to having over 5,000 affordable rental units built in Wake County, partnering with the municipalities and the developers, just like we are today here. And, it's very important for everyone to have a safe, well-kept place to live. It helps people not be so stressed in their life, to have a secure place to live. And this is a great location. So seeing these projects come together never gets old. At our board meeting this past Monday, we approved another 8 to 10 potential projects that we are providing gap funding for up to almost $18 million. But we're just as excited about this project that we approved 2 years ago, and we as the county invested $5.7 million in Parkside Apartments. You know, housing is a significant struggle for folks who work hard, and they're vulnerable to homelessness in this area. If their housing costs are such a large percentage of their income, they carry an enormous burden worrying about that. And so situations like this are really life-changing for many of our residents. And it's going to be a beautiful complex, so we appreciate the efforts of Blue Ridge Atlantic in prioritizing dignity and well-being for these residents, and including all the amenities we would all expect in such a complex, like a fitness room and picnic areas and a business center. And on top of this, what an amazing location. You know, easy access to all types of amenities. It's a quick 5-minute walk to Kentwood Park. We have 20-minute walk to pharmacies and grocery stores and greenway trails. And I'm our Board of Commissioners lead person on transit, so I'm going to tell you how great this location is for public transportation. There's a Go Raleigh bus stop less than 1 block away, and in a few years, the residents here will have access to a new way to get around with the bus rapid transit route that will be coming from downtown Raleigh out Western Boulevard, heading to Cary, and we're so excited about that. There's also lots of major employment centers nearby. We've got NC State, Lenovo Center, Rex Hospital up on Blue Ridge Road, and folks can go there with great job opportunities. Of course, we're in an area where there's access to great education, entertainment, and quality health care. The thoughtful solutions and strategic location of this project are no accident. So many partners put in a lot of hard work to make this groundbreaking happen. Blue Ridge Atlantic, North Carolina Housing Finance Agency, City of Raleigh, Wake County Housing. We all thank you so much for your talent and dedication, and I'm so excited we get to celebrate this achievement today. And I will now welcome to the podium my friend and House Representative Cynthia Ball.
Well, good morning. Isn't it a beautiful day to be celebrating this wonderful partnership? And I use that word happily about this kind of thing. And thank you, Chair Evans, for going through all of that and the people that are going to follow me and give more details about how this deal was put together. But I want to say that one of my colleagues in the General Assembly just worked with some of you all yesterday to do a similar partnership in Buncombe County. And we're going to Murphy tomorrow. And what was the fourth one, Will? Durham. Well, from the point of view of someone in the General Assembly who believes that this kind of partnership is exactly what we should be doing all across the state. Housing is a challenge. Affordable housing is a challenge everywhere, not just in growing Wake County. It is everywhere. I hear from people all across the state. And I am delighted to be here bringing greetings from the General Assembly and asking you to reach out to your representatives and tell them how you want this kind of thing to happen all across the state. Again, I am thrilled to be here, and I'm going to introduce Deborah Ross's representative here, and that's Daphne Moore. Right? Daphne.
Good morning, everyone. A lot of familiar faces. I know you all are familiar with me. My name is Daphne Moore. I'm from the office of Congresswoman Deborah Ross. Unfortunately, Congresswoman Ross could not be here, and she wanted to be here, so she left a letter for Sam and his team. Sam's case actually landed on our desk. I'm the lead person for her constituent casework when it regards Housing and Urban Development, Department of Veteran Affairs, and Department of Defense. So Congresswoman Ross to say, dear friends, I would like to extend my sincerest congratulations on the groundbreaking for the Parkside Apartments. This exciting new development will be incredibly beneficial in providing affordable housing in the rapidly growing Raleigh community. Your dedication to creating quality, affordable housing options will have lasting positive impacts within our community. Access to affordable housing is crucial for low-income families, seniors, and so many more. I look forward to seeing the completion of the Parkside Apartments. I'm proud to represent such hardworking and inspiring individuals on Capitol Hill, and I encourage you to keep up this inspiring work. If there is ever anything my office can do to be of assistance to you, please do not hesitate to reach out. Very truly yours, Congresswoman Deborah Ross. Thank you. And now I'll be introducing Ms. Emma Sutton. She is the Director for Housing and Neighborhood, City of Raleigh.
Thank you, Daphne. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. It's a true honor to be here. Emma Sutton, the Housing and Neighborhoods Director for the City of Raleigh. This is an important step in the city's ongoing effort to expand opportunity through affordable housing. In November 2023, the city made a strategic investment by acquiring this site right here on Kent Road, using our voter-approved affordable housing bond funds. And that purchase wasn't just about securing land, it's about securing long-term opportunity and stability for Raleigh residents. We're especially proud that this development, as mentioned, is coming up in an amenity-rich area. That's really exciting. That provides an incredible amount of opportunity and connection. It will serve people from 30 to 80% of area median income, which means serving our neighbors and colleagues that are working in our hospitals and our schools, people who are keeping our city going. I want to recognize the Raleigh Housing Authority for awarding project-based vouchers and thank them for working alongside us to ensure long-term affordability and housing stability. I want to thank the county for their investment, as well as the North Carolina Housing Finance Agency for making the tax credit allocation in this development possible. To Blue Ridge Atlantic, our partners, our development partners, thank you for your vision and dedication to a community that builds truly thoughtful design and inclusive affordability. It will really feel like a place that anyone would be proud to call home. Just to note that, this is really what progress looks like, right? It's about these intentional partnerships, these really smart, strategic public investments to create a place that anyone would be proud to call home. And a shared commitment to creating opportunity for all. And we can't wait for this community to take shape. And I will pass it over to Will Perryhill, Deputy Director for the North Carolina Housing Finance Agency. Thank you.
Good morning. I asked Emma not to do a good job since I was following after her, but she didn't listen to me, obviously. So thank you, Emma. My name is Will Perryhill. I am the Deputy Executive Director for the Housing Finance Agency. I'm very pleased to be here with you this morning. And this behind me is music to my ears, because when you hear construction going on, you hear earth moving, you hear nail guns popping, that means jobs are being created and that housing is coming to a community. And we are all here because we're fans of that. So housing is very much a team sport. There's a lot of players, as you can tell by the length of the agenda and all the folks that are on the sign here. I don't know if any of y'all had a grandma like I did, but she made one of those layer cakes with the hundreds of impossibly small layers of cake with all the icing in between it. That's what this is like. It takes an army of God soldiers to come together and make something like this possible. And I'm not going to rehash who they all are, but I do want to recognize some folks that have spoken that sometimes don't get enough credit, who are important partners in this. Representative Ball, thank you for your work at the General Assembly and for all that you've done to support housing investments like the Housing Trust Fund and the Workforce Housing Loan Program. Really appreciate your work. Senator Adcock, I spoke to her last week and that she couldn't be here today. She sends her regards. And then also, Daphne, I would like to point out, Congresswoman Ross has been a sponsor of a very important piece of legislation called the Affordable Housing Credit Improvement Act. She was a co-sponsor last Congress. She's an original co-sponsor of the most current piece of this legislation this Congress. It does a very important thing, two very important things. This is financed with federal housing credits and federal bonds. That bill would basically increase the amount of credits available for multifamily development by 50% and increase the amount of bonds available by 100%. And so please, elected officials always hear about things when they go wrong. This is something that's gone right. Congresswoman Ross, Senator Tillis just signed on this week as well. And Representative Ball, please tell them thank you for their support of this. We're all here because we want to see every family with a roof over their head, and that helps make that happen. So I'm really excited to come back here. And and congratulations to Blue Ridge Atlantic. You guys are like the cooks that put together that giant layer cake and herding all the cats. So we're really excited to come back here and meet the folks that are going to call Parkside home. Thanks very much.
Thanks for the intro, Will.
I'm so sorry. I was supposed to introduce Lake. Sorry, Lake.
Good to see you. Well, I don't want to follow Will, but thank you for having me today. So I'm with the RBC Capital Markets. Our community investments group is a national tax credit syndicator. We place about $1 billion a year annually in affordable housing equity in projects just like this one all around the country. Between 80 and 100 projects, new construction, rehabilitation. And over the years, we've seen the positive impact that everyone's talked about here. In communities, for residents, providing affordable access to quality modern housing. You know, the situation is acute all around the country. It's different in every locale. I can tell you that having worked all around the country from New York to Puerto Rico, LA to Guam, this project means a lot to me. I'm from Raleigh. I live here. I went to NC State, go Pack. But I'm really excited about the commitment that the City of Raleigh and Wake County have made in recent years and to this project. So thank you to both the county and the city. Thank you to Lynn for making the trip all the way across the country. And thank you to Chris and the Blue Ridge team for their partnership. This is the third project in North Carolina that we've worked with Blue Ridge on. First down in Wilmington, another in South Raleigh. Both of those projects are beautiful. They're completed, they're operating, and serving those most in need in our communities. We talked about the housing credit program. It's far and away the most successful production tool for affordable housing in our country's history. And most definitely a beacon for public-private partnership over the last 40 years. So thank you to NCHFA for the allocation of bonds and credits. The project generated about $18.5 million in housing credit equity. So thank you to Fifth Third Bank, our tax credit investor, and also construction lender. First Citizens, thank you. I don't think anyone's here from First Citizens, but they're also an equity investor, so thank you. And then thank you to Lumen. They're a great lending team, the permanent lender here. I really look forward to the groundbreaking, and I'm really excited. Congrats, Blue Ridge, and congrats to the local community. We'll see you next year out here at the groundbreaking. I don't have the list up here, so I don't know who's next.
Ashley,
So my name is long and complicated, so good morning, everyone. I'm the CEO of the Raleigh Housing Authority. My name is Ashley Lammers Johnson. I grew up in public housing in South Africa, and being in this role is really meaningful for me as someone who had the benefits of affordable housing growing up, and now in this role, I'm really honored to do this work in Raleigh. I want to recognize a couple of my key staff. Priscilla Batts, if you can wave. Priscilla is the director of our Housing Choice Voucher Program, perhaps the most effective housing program on the East Coast. And next to her is Regina Hardaway. She's our project-based voucher administrator. And then Kenya is hiding back there. Kenya Pleasant is our chief real estate development officer, basically starting up our development program at Raleigh since 2023. So about 3 weeks after my arrival at the Housing Authority in the latter half of April 23, we suffered a cyber attack. And so it shut us down. And 3 weeks later, I got a call from Sam Weldon. Now, his call was not quite like a cyber attack, but some aspects of his attempts to contact me and many subsequent emails may feel like something horrible is about to happen. Well, he tried all sorts of configurations of my name to guess my email address. So instead, the last resort was he called my executive assistant. So good job there. So our early contacts led to Blue Ridge Atlantic's partnership with the Raleigh Housing Authority. Sam found out that I had moved to Raleigh from the Pacific Northwest, and Blue Ridge has a sister organization in the Pacific Northwest where we did a lot of project-based voucher projects, and Sam wanted to know if we had a program, and I said, no, not yet. And now we have one, and Regina is running that program. So less than 2 years later, I'm grateful for the partnership opportunity provided by Blue Ridge through this project. We serve over 6,000 households throughout Raleigh and the surrounding area. But we only serve 1/3 of those in our own properties, the ones that we own and manage. Over 4,000 of these households are served by other folks. We have over 1,000 landlords who rent to our Section 8 participants. And now we have started our project-based voucher program, so developers and property owners now have a new way to participate and be our partners in this. So one of our 5 strategic objectives that recognizes that we can't meet our region's affordable housing needs without effective mission-aligned partners. We anticipate that we will enter into about 25 to 30 of these arrangements and contracts over the next 10 years for probably between 1,000 and 1,500 vouchers. So those of you who've made remarks this morning are all partners in this project in some way or another. Our mayor is a real champion for affordable housing. Congresswoman Ross is a fierce fighter for resources for affordable housing. The North Carolina Housing Finance Commission is a critical partner across the state and not just around here. The Department of Housing and Neighborhoods partners with us in a number of ways. In many ways, it's a new partnership. We are grateful for the recent award of funding for our first phase of our Heritage Park redevelopment project. And it seems wherever we go, I run into RBC. RBC was a partner of us in the Pacific Northwest in a acquisition rehab project. So it's good to see all of you here, and we all have different and complementary roles. We have 2 roles in this project. One is we issued $21 million in private activity bonds in support of this project, providing roughly 50% of the financing. And through our project-based voucher program, we are providing a minimum of 20 project-based vouchers to this project. Now, this is critical for tax credit developers and projects around because while it is affordable housing, it's often not possible to serve people below 30% of area median income. And so these vouchers will go to support that. So project-based vouchers, partners like Blue Ridge and over 1,000 landlords have allowed us to become one of the top voucher programs in the nation. Nationwide, only 86% of vouchers are utilized by housing authorities. In North Carolina, the average is 81%. And in Raleigh, due to people like Ms. Batts, we raised 101% utilization compared to what other folks are doing around the country. So we really appreciate the opportunity to play a small role in this partnership with Blue Ridge and other owners and developers who make it possible for us to serve as many people in Raleigh and around as our resources allow. So thank you for this opportunity. I'm great to be here.
Good morning. I get the pleasure of closing us out today. The downside being, how do you follow up behind the folks that have already spoken today? Chris Eisenzimmer, I'm the president of Blue Ridge Atlantic Development, leading up our national development efforts across the country. We operate about 180 different partnerships, projects just like these around the country. Glenn back here, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, has in his career developed 150 affordable housing communities across his career of 40 to 45 years. There's not really anybody out there like him from a commitment level to housing and seeing these communities through from start to finish. I do want to thank RBC, NCHFA, Fifth Third Bank, First Citizens, the City of Raleigh, Raleigh Housing Authority, and Wake County for their commitment to helping us get this project across the finish line. We truly would not be here today without you. Housing is really hard. It takes a lot of years, it takes a lot of focus, perseverance,
efforts, relentlessness, and most importantly, governments and partners that are equally committed to getting housing done, just like we are. Again, wouldn't be here without you. In a few short months, we'll be welcoming 144 households to this project. Class A amenities in an area that's seen very little affordable housing development in decades, to be honest with you. Once complete, this project will be home to university workers, governmental workers, firemen, police officers, and other public servants. Rather than commuting an hour or two to work every day, they're going to be able to live in the community in which they work. This is truly paramount to providing stability for those households and their families. That being the reality, our company's biggest objective is to impact people's lives in a positive way by creating housing and communities just like these around the country. We truly believe in providing programming and amenities and finish levels to that rival market rate housing. I think Blake and some of our previous partnerships can testify to that. And we welcome you to take a look at any of our communities to show you that we really do back up what we're saying and our commitment to that. So again, thank you very much for being here today. Thanks for everyone's partnership and resources. We appreciate it, and we look forward to a ribbon cutting in 10 or 12 months or so. So after this, we'll do a little groundbreaking ceremony. But again, thank you all.